How on earth do you place the rings on a piston? What do you do if you need rings for your pistons and big end bearings and things like that? If you're overhauling your engine, what's the biggest step? Hey, if you haven't watched the channel before, it's Robgillt, it's Capetownspares. Let's get to it. So yeah, you're replacing the rings on your piston. What's the first thing you need to do? Well, first thing you need to do is check if the bore needs to be rehoned or rebored. Because if it needs to be oversized, you need an oversized ring. You can't just buy standard rings, put them on the piston, stick it back in and hope that it all goes away. Okay? You got to make sure that if you're going oversized, that you get the correct parts. So don't just buy standard rings and stick them in and hope for the best, because it doesn't always work and it won't last forever, because these things wear out, the bores become oval. The reason the bores become oval is because the piston is doing this all the time, so the piston ovals out, and that's why they hone them, because the wear causes the oil bypass. It's not just the rings collapsing sometimes, but sometimes you can get away with it and just buy a standard and move on. But if you do need oversized, you get 25 thou, 50 thou and so on, right up to a millimeter. So if they're going to rebore, try and keep it to the 25 thou, to the minimum. It's always best. It leaves you enough space, because the maximum you can generally go in any one block is about a millimeter. And then measure the thickness of your rings, okay, and check the specification, because get the correct rings. Make sure you got the correct engine when you order the rings. Get the correct spec. Don't get the wrong rings. Don't just order rings because they're that size on that piston because yours are not available. It's coffee with Rob, must have some coffee. Get the right stuff. And if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. Okay, this is an engine overhaul. It's quite complicated. If you've never done it before, this is not for you. Take it to someone who knows what they're doing. Big end bearings as well, same story. You get oversized. Main bearings, oversized. Okay. So you've got to check whether you're staying standard or going oversized. 9 times out of 10, if your big end bearing failed, you're probably going to have to cut and go oversized, alright, because it's probably damaged the crankshaft slightly. Be careful of these things, guys. Watch out for that. What's in the box of rings? Normally there's 3 rings on a piston, sometimes 4, normally 3. You get your compression rings and you got your oil ring, normally all in the box, and you just put it on the piston, all fine. So with that, guys, just a quick one, I thought I'd just bring that up. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, pop down and visit the parts store and get your rings. Till next time, guys, Robgillt. Cheers.